Greetings, I'm Paul, this is Gordon. We're from the training and events team at Linn, and we've got a cool little curio to show you today. Gordon, this is an original, we'll say a vintage Sondek LP12. You reckon it's about 75, 76?
This is mid-70s, 75, 76. Big red button LP12 in frighteningly original condition, with almost no component has been changed from the day it left this factory. So today we're going to give it a bit of TLC, give it a very sympathetic but very subtle modernisation. It's been working fantastically for the last 40 years, and we want to prepare it to continue to bring joy to the owner for the next half century.
So some of the components will be unfamiliar to me as, you know, a kind of more recent LP12 enthusiast, let's say. So the original power supply, this goes way back to the 70s, and it's amazingly still in working order. And I guess the reason we're going to keep that is because of this beautiful big red button, right?
Yeah, we don't want to change the character of this vintage deck. We just want to give it a subtle modernisation. So we're going to look at the Karousel bearing and a more modern sub-chassis. And then all new suspension, hardware, set it back up and make sure it's performing as it should.
What about this tonearm? What do you think about that?
We're definitely going to keep the tonearm. One of the original SME tonearms that was very common on an LP12 back in the 1970s, still very common today. We're definitely going to keep that. As I say, we don't want to lose the character of the original deck. We want to keep it feeling and sounding of its age, but just very subtle, small modernisations.
So this deck belongs to a lovely chap called Ronnie from Glasgow, and we reckon about 75, 76. I've noticed that it's got a rubber mat on it, so am I right in thinking that we've changed from rubber to felt?
Yeah, so early on in the LP12's production life, the rubber mat was replaced with a felt mat. The one true thing we can say in hi-fi is when it comes to turntables, everything affects everything else. And the change from a rubber to a felt mat brought with it performance upgrades, and that's something we've stuck with ever since.
I guess the biggest upgrade that's going to happen is changing to this Karousel bearing.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Karousel bearing was introduced back in 2020. It's the single biggest performance upgrade on any LP12. It is designed to fit any LP12 with a few caveats in there, but it will fit any sub-chassis, any vintage of deck, providing you have a power supply that can accommodate the Karousel. So we're going to put that in it for Ronnie, and that should lift the performance quite a bit.
Right, Gordon, let's get stuck into this sympathetic refresh, let's call it, and get this thing singing. Right, Gordon, it's only taken us 3 days, it's dark outside now, but here we are with a lovely, beautifully refreshed Sondek LP12.
Yeah, we've retained the character of the vintage deck and gave it what we would describe as a sympathetic update, ready for the next half century. So let's get it bolted up and let's listen to it.
When we powered it up for the first time, it wasn't quite performing the way we'd hoped, so we decided to do a little bit more work on it, and that meant installing a new motor, retaining the original power supply so that the customer could keep that iconic red button. And just to recap what else we did, this deck now has a new Karousel bearing. Many LP12 owners will know that a Karousel bearing can reveal so much more detail in their favourite records. It has a new sub-chassis with the original arm board, new springs, nuts, bolts, screws, etc. Overall though, we've retained the heart and soul of the original deck, which is best captured by that big red button and the SME tonearm. The best thing about the whole process is just how great this turntable sounds. So much emotion, so much musicality. It really is testament to this timeless design. There is still a lot the customer could do to upgrade this deck. For example, a modern power supply would really take it to the next level, but we really wanted to respect the owner's wishes and retain the original. This vintage LP12 is now going to be returned to Ronnie and his family so that they can enjoy their vinyl all over again.